Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Dover International Speedway, formerly known as Dover Downs International Speedway. We welcome you to the NNR iRacing Truck Series, being hosted here for the first time in history, and it's going to be awesome to see these trucks go on the Monster Mile. This track was originally opened in 1969, and now these guys are going to have a chance here in 2021 to show what they can do here and try to get by Monster Mile. But somebody we ain't going to get by without is old Blair Patterson up here in the booth. And Blair, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing awesome, Expert. Happy to be back here with you with this NNR One Mind to Design League. Man, we got trucks out here on the Monster Mile on the concrete hide banks. This thing is going to be wild. 165 laps here tonight. These drivers are going to be really tested.
It's going to be exciting. We already had to talk to a few guys because they were unsure how to drive this track. It was so crazy all over the place for them. And now coming into this one, these guys are going to be very unpredictable with what happens. A lot of people say that they're going to be conservative. A lot of people we're seeing in the top part of practice that we usually don't see. Guys like Cardwell. We're looking at guys like Dustin Carroll. He was in the top 10 for a little while. Joseph Darnell has cracked the top 10. Smith up there in ninth as far as total time. So we're seeing a bunch of guys start rising up these practice boards as we go on here that we usually don't see near the top 10. So a lot of guys, this may be an opportunity for them to put themselves in a position to win that we haven't seen before. Of course, we see the usual group of Nicholas Vroman, Nick Trader, Ray Lane, Ed Robertson in the top 4. Paul Irvin sitting there in sixth. Justin Anasagok in 7th. And then you have Drew Trader in 8th. So we see the usual cast up there as well. But mix in a few guys that we usually don't see near the top 5 or near the top 10 moving their way up the totem pole.
Man, this is going to be exciting. You got guys talking about being conservative. You guys got guys talking about being aggressive. I'll tell you what, this is a 1 mile racetrack. There's not a whole lot of room to hide on this thing. If there's guys being aggressive and you're being conservative, you're going to be lapped quick. I mean, quick time right now is a 22.7. So 22 seconds a lap. Of course, that's going to fall off as tires fall off and this track rubber's up a little bit. It's going to get a little snugger for these guys. So it's going to slow down a bit, but not a whole lot of room to hide if conservative is your idea for tonight's race.
Well, right now, I know that these guys are getting excited for tonight's racing action. We know that there's still going to be a bunch of action yet to come. But I just want to comment on a few of these paint schemes. You got to love the classic 56 of Nick Trader and that National Guard One Mind to Design scheme. And it pretty much, they show themselves off every week with these great paint schemes, and all the guys at One Mind to Design that put these schemes together. I mean, you just got to love it. And, I mean, I'm looking at all these schemes right now, and it just goes to show that not only do these guys look amazing as far as driving-wise, but they look great paint scheme-wise. We want to thank all of our friends over at One Mind to Design for this. Go check them out on Twitter at One Mind to Design, and go hit them up for some great paint schemes for an affordable rate. They actually made a bunch of paint schemes for the Expert Racing Esports group, and it's actually one of the sponsors for the group. So definitely a great working relationship with them, and they do a lot of great work over there.
Yeah, every week we talk about these paint schemes, and every week these guys break out some really, really nice ones. Looking like a new paint scheme on the 77 tonight. I'm still going through seeing who's got who's wearing a new suit tonight here for Dover. Might be the same old thing. You know, we've seen Vroman in that 95 truck already. You talked about Nick Trader in that 56, but might be some guys back here wearing a new suit and looking up front to put it in victory lane.
And it could happen. It definitely could happen to see some of these guys try to go out here and win this one. I mean, the closest I think we've ever been to Dover is probably Bristol. That was probably the closest track comparison that we can give you. even though Dover is bigger, it drives a whole heck of a lot different, especially with the concrete surface. You know, this track can definitely have its moments in which it feels like a short track, even though it's slided more toward the intermediate side. It definitely has its short track moments, and the last guy to have success at a track like this in this league was Josh Arnold here in this double deuce. He ended up winning Bristol, and he's looking to carry over the momentum here in today's race. Just entered the top 10 in overall practice time, so look out for that 22 box cave machine.
Yeah, Bristol, Dover, it's easy to draw comparisons against between the two of them. Dover's twice as big. It's a 1 mile racetrack compared to a half-mile racetrack at Bristol. The other thing is, Bristol, there's a top line at Bristol. You can run right up against the wall like we saw earlier in the season with these guys. Dover, there is not a line up there. There's the bottom line, there's the middle line. All the way up against the wall, there's no grip up here at Dover because the way these corners get really narrow at corner exit, you won't be able to carry a ton of speed up there. But definitely a lot of comparisons between these two tracks.
Well, right now we're seeing if that 22 can catch the 64 here in practice. And one thing that we discussed with some of the drivers before this race was how much will tires play a factor. And we know it's going to be huge for these guys to stay on fresh tires, and it's going to be a vital part of today's race. But we talked to J. Paul actually before the race, and he actually gave us that fuel strategy should not be that big of a factor. It's going to be very simple on how far you can go. Simple math, just split the race into thirds, and you'll be able to make it to the end. But the one thing that'll throw a wrench into that plan is good old Monster Mile himself throwing out the yellow flag. That could throw a wrench into these guys' plans, and I mean, we still could see some alternate strategies, and we know we have a host of guys out here that can definitely attest to that and give us a different type of strategy. Go out here and try to do something else. We know we have a select group of guys who are always on the calculator, I'd say, whenever it comes to figuring out strategy and seeing what they can do.
Yeah, it looks like a 3-stop race is going to be the way to go on this thing when you look at fuel. But Miles the Monster is going to be throwing out cautions, going to be creating drama and racing action for us here as we get started in this thing. As a driver, I'm putting tires on this thing every opportunity I get. I know fuel strategy-wise, 3-stop race, but as a driver, tire strategy-wise, I want to use them all. I don't want to leave any Dr. Feelgood Goodyear racing rubbers laying in that pit box, that's for sure.
I certainly don't blame you. But right now we're looking at the 83 of James Shanewolf. And, you know, while we're in practice, let's go on board if we can and see if we can't get a look at how these guys are taking this corner. And, of course, with you being the true expert behind the wheel here, let's actually take a lap around and give us some details about what he's doing.
Riding with Shanewolf, you said?
Yep.
Give me 1 second. Let me get on board with Shanewolf myself. There it is. And let's go to the cockpit camera so I can see what he sees. Awkward. There we go. So you hear a little bit of a lift right there. Coming off the corner. He's going to lift getting into the corner. Fight the throttle. Fight back to the throttle there just a little bit as well. It's just all about throttle control here at Dover. You're going to hear these guys getting in, getting out, getting in, getting out. You hear that right front tire squealing over there?
And that, we just saw it on board right there. That can be what happens with a lot of these guys, is that, you know, you not necessarily make a mistake yourself, but guys off corner exit, they hit that wall, and that can lead to some big accidents here at Dover.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially coming off of 4. I just noticed chat right there. Yeah, off of 4, that's the most treacherous spot here. Off of 2's no walk in the park either, but off of 4, there's a bump And these really fast drivers on these qualifying laps that we'll see here in just a few minutes, they're going to be missing that bump. They're going to try to stay low of it. But later on in the race, when they get doubled up and too wide racing, somebody's got to drive through it, and that's going to be pretty tough.
And I'm just wondering if there's one factor that we haven't talked about yet that could throw a wrench into this race. What do you think that is? We've talked about strategy, we've talked about Miles the Monster, but what is the one thing that could be a key to success for a driver outside of that? What's the idea here?
Biggest thing here, we touched on this at Phoenix earlier in the season. Coming off of turn 4 in Phoenix, there's that pit wall to your inside, and if somebody gets crazy loose off of turn 4 in Phoenix, there's really no place to go. Well, Dover's even worse. Dover is probably the hardest racetrack on iRacing to avoid a wreck. Because a lot of these tracks, they're what we call self-cleaning. If they wreck, they typically fall down the banking, they go to the bottom. Dover, with these speeds, they might shoot up the track, they might shoot down the track, you never know. You just gotta, as a driver, you gotta be on your toes. You can't be looking at the hood of your truck. You gotta be looking 3-4 truck lengths up ahead of you, see where everybody is, see what everybody's doing, and if something happens, you gotta be ready to get on them brakes really hard and avoid it, or steer, or whatever you gotta do. I mean, that's gonna be the biggest thing, is avoiding the accidents.
And you know what? I'm actually going to call something here. I have a idea about what could possibly happen, and I actually have a prediction here.
A prediction, a premonition, if you will.
Yes.
It's the Yoda.
I'm about to say, we're about to have a first-time winner, I feel like. I just had that first-time winner feeling. I feel like somebody's going to get their first victory.
First-time winner feeling.
We're going to get a first-time winner tonight.
That's pretty big. That's a pretty big gamble. Especially looking at practice times and seeing Vroman and Trader up here.
I have a feeling. I think, Ray Lane, he hasn't won yet. You're looking at Cardwell, he's sneaking up here. Justin Anasagog. There's a lot of fast guys that haven't won yet that are sneaking their way up here.
You're not wrong. I mean, going through there, yeah, Ray Lane's fast, Cardwell's fast, Anasagog, Drew Trader, Forrest Smith.
And they're not separated by that much. Only a few, 100ths, maybe thousandths of a second.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking at a full 10th between 1st and 9th, basically. So, yeah, I see where you're coming from. I see where you're coming from on this first-time winner call. But after qualifying, we're going to make our picks. Are you going to be picking a first-time winner?
You can pretty much guarantee it.
All right. Well, I'm not to tip my hand, but because I want to see qualifying, but I might be picking a guy named Nick.
I wonder who that would be.
Hey, I don't know which one yet. There's it.
Still got to figure that one out.
Yeah, they're P1 and P2 right now.
You gotta love it. But right now, I believe we may be heading to. We're starting to head to drivers' meeting, and you know what that means, right?
Hype video.
Hype video, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be going to the hype video real quick while these guys go down pit road and get set up for the drivers' meeting, and we will be right back. Don't go anywhere. are back, ladies and gentlemen, and it's an every week thing. Those videos just, I'm ready to go. I want to hop in one of these cars myself and see if I see if I can survive. You gotta love those hype videos every week.
I'm a big fan of the hype video.
Yeah, I can tell you were hyping up the hype videos all year.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the hype video. I'm not such a fan that I want to hop in the truck tonight.
I thought you were about to go on the paint scheme tirade again. I was about to say, oh Lord, here we go.
Not yet, not yet. Dover scares me as a driver. Every time I see Dover on the schedule, I go, oh man.
Well, somebody was asking out there in chat to see good old Tyndall out here in that '88 Washington machine, and it's going to be interesting because I know he probably wants to watch the games going on tonight. We talked to Grandpa Coey, who is a huge Eagles fan, and the Eagles and Cowboys going at it tonight in Monday Night Football. So some of these guys may intentionally wreck out just so they can go watch the game. We gave we usually give our drivers picks. Who do you got though? Eagles or Cowboys? What do you got?
Ooh, it's tough.
I'm putting you on the
It's
spot.
really tough. That is tough. You know, as a Bears fan, I couldn't imagine caring any less who wins this game. But you know, I know Coey signs my paycheck on Monday nights. I know he's an Eagles fan, so fly Eagles fly. Let's go.
Well, I'll be right there with you. I've always liked the play style of Jalen Hurts, and now that he's got Devontae Smith there, I just like what I'm seeing out of that Eagles team this year.
Yeah, Jalen Hurts is off to a really good season. Off to a good start. Wish I could say the same about the Bears rookie quarterback.
I mean, I won't necessarily say that's Justin Fields' fault. I mean, you talk about the game plan that they've put together there, and some people might say Matt Nagy needs to go.
Have you been watching my Facebook?
No, I have not, but I'm assuming that is staying the same on your Facebook post as well.
Yeah, it sounds pretty similar to something I said Sunday.
About to say, we heard about you got a new job. Did you become the GM of the Bears? Should we be expecting that?
Well, wholesale changes in Chicago. The next Monday night, I will be broadcasting this race live from the Hallis Hall. I'm totally kidding.
Oh, Lordy. Repeat out there in chat gifting a serve to Mr. Paul Irvin. Thank you, Pete, out there in chat, my friend. And then also, I'm guessing that's Sean. I'm going to go with Sean. I don't know. I know it doesn't have a W. I don't know how else I would say it. But thank you for the follow, my friend. And, yeah, welcome to the Expert Racing community as these guys get set up. And I'm waiting for you to say something about Paul Irvin's number 9 scheme. I'm waiting for it.
It's going to happen. Have we got it on screen yet so I can talk about it?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Okay.
About to say, I'm trying to get a better view of it. Maybe the blimp.
It's a great paint scheme. Once again, Paul Irvin comes out with a great paint scheme. Fantastic. Looks great. Love it. Big fan. Just it's not a Toyota paint scheme. You know, same thing every week.
About to say, what paint? I know it's a Budweiser scheme, but I don't know. Is that a Dale Jr. scheme?
I'm pretty sure that is a Dale Jr. Here, let me try to get a better view of it here. I'm pretty sure this is the Dale Jr. scheme, not the one where he won. Okay, so this is the one that
because he's inside Nick Broman's car right now.
Yeah, so this is the one with the born on date on it. This is the one that Dale Jr. won the Daytona 500 in.
Okay.
That's the Daytona 500 winner scheme, which is hard to see because him and Nick Broman are sharing a pit stall right now, as you've mentioned.
About to say, budget cuts. It just happens sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, on my screen, there's some silly-looking number 91 car up there taking pit box 1. So make sure not to let that guy race. But this looks like the Dale Jr. scheme, his first Daytona 500 win with the born on date truck.
Well, I have a question. We were talking about two guys in the pit stall right there. What has been your craziest race day story as far as like pit stall and possibly sharing one? Like what is your craziest story as far as that is concerned?
Uh, from what I experienced on pit road,
Yes, from your tenure as a pit crew member, what was the wildest thing that you experienced as far as your time as a pit crew member?
um, wildest. Well,
Well, it
there's a
could be
couple things.
wild, it could be weird, it could be whack. Yeah, I mean, whatever.
There's a couple things. So
Okay,
Martinsville sticks out in my mind. There's a few. So I'll go with I'll go with the first one, and then if we got time for more, we'll go to more. I can think of Martinsville. First time we ever raced Martinsville. I don't remember who was driving that time because it was early in my career, and I'm not sure who was driving the truck at that time. But the pit wall at Martinsville is super short. I'm talking like this thing might be a foot and a half tall down there towards the end of pit road, down by turns 1 and 2. This thing might be a foot and a half tall. Like there's no pit wall to speak of. But the truck came in way too close to pit wall on the left side. I came around with the jack and I throw the jack under. I was hitting the jack handle against the wall. And with those jacks, you need to get the full stroke of the jack to get it
yeah.
up. And I'm sitting there, I pumped that thing. I don't know. If I pumped it once, I pumped it 37 times. And it finally got off the ground. And, the crew chief's, jack it up, jack it up. Well, he doesn't see that I'm pounding the wall with the jack handle. And then after the pit stop, he goes, what happened? And I show him the jack handle, and there's all this white paint around it.
Oh
So
Lord.
that was kind of crazy. I got one for Dover if you want to hear the Dover one.
Oh, go ahead. I mean, since we're here, I mean, we got 3 minutes. Let's go.
Okay, so Dover, these are concrete pit stalls here. And they tend to be a little slick, like really dusty, because inside of this track at Dover is a horse track, and it's this like gravel. So all that gravel dust blows out there onto pit road, and it's really slick. Well, we were at Dover one time, and it wasn't very warm outside. I mean, maybe 65 degrees. And it was super, super slick. So I decided the big idea is to put some Coca-Cola down on the white lines of the paint to get those really tacky and sticky. Because, if you spill Coke on the floor, it's super sticky.
Yeah.
So I do that. Well, it wasn't hot enough to get the Coke sticky in time. So the first pit stop, we go out there, we step on that paint line, and oh my gosh, it was like stepping onto an ice skating rink or something. We were just sliding around everywhere. All the other guys on the pit crew, they came over to me and said, don't ever do that again. I said, there's not a chance I ever do that again.
About to say, might that might lead to some workers' comp. If you torn ACLs later, and you might have a lawsuit there.
Yeah.
Oh lordy! And Pete's out there in chat. He's saying that's the driver's fault. He was too close. I mean,
Oh, absolutely on the driver. 100% on the driver.
you.
At Martinsville.
I think the crew chief was just trying to give you motivation at that point, just to we know we messed up. Just get the jack up. Just try to make you mad.
Yeah, I was trying everything I could. I tried everything I could to get that car up at Martinsville, and it just didn't work.
About to say, earn that paycheck, Blair.
Ah, Martinsville's always hard to earn the paycheck at on a pit crew. Dover's tough too. It's a weird pit wall here as well. So this pit wall, it's kind of like it's like a big Jersey barrier. It's like a super wide Jersey barrier that you see on the highway,
Yeah.
and it's kind of awkward to stand on in parts. So Dover was always kind of tricky.
Always hard to get a jump on it.
It was hard to get a good jump. Absolutely.
And right now, we've already seen it here with the 44 of Ray Lane, and I assume he won't be the only one, but they usually call them Darlington stripes, and we've seen a few trucks with them. I think we may see some Dover stripes here by the time this one's over.
Yeah, you're definitely not going to want that. You're definitely not going to want any stripes on these trucks. Even though this races like a short track, like you talked about at the top of the show, it definitely races like a short track, but at a mile distance on this track, aero comes into play a wee bit. Now, not as much as you need it. Daytona, Talladega, Michigan, places like that, but it's going to come into play here, and knocking that right side flat is not going to be a slick move here tonight.
Well, at least, and we know this is a good thing, the 25 no longer has duct tape on it.
Thank goodness. Shout out to Drew Trader for getting the duct tape truck out of here, getting himself a new piece ready to go here at the Monster Mile.
About to say, considering what happened at Indy last week, I'm surprised. I mean, we had a mechanical failure out of the 83. We
Yep.
had, I'm not sure what happened, but I believe some type of wreck incident that collected the 25 and 56 damage that took them out. So, a very rough week last week for the One Mind to Design team, but they're looking to bounce back this week.
I think the one mind to the design team at Indy last week was looking for a new sponsor, the International House of Pancakes, because they all pancake their truck at one point in the program.
About to say, just call them out like that. Jesus Christ.
You know, it's nothing but love. Nick Trader knows I love him.
Uh huh.
Shane Wolf knows. Drew knows. They know.
They know.
And I'm all about new sponsors.
See, you're saying that though, but I feel as if I'm going to get targeted for that one after the race.
As you should. Send all hate mail to xrnetwork@gmail.com.
Actually, it's exporacinginc@gmail.com, but you know it works either
Close.
way.
I was close.
Close.
Send all hate mail there. Expert will forward it to me.
About to say, or you could send it on Twitter. I've gotten a bunch on Twitter before, so.
Oh yeah, there you go.
About to say, yeah,
That's
Expert Racing.
that's the way we do hate mail nowadays. I forget about Twitter. I'm old, so I forget about Twitter and tweeting and all that stuff.
You're used to MySpace, aren't you?
Yeah, man. I remember I got mad when I had to switch to Facebook because MySpace was no longer a thing.
Josh Arnold hitting the top of the sheet right now.
Look at that. Josh Arnold, Joe Darnell, Ed Robertson. Right there in the top three. Ed Robertson's got fast time. So your theory of first-time winner not happening in the top three in qualifying. Ooh, until Justin Anisagok pops in the top three. Kobe in P4.
And Josh Arnold and Justin Anisagok basically tying on times.
Vroman goes to P1. Tyndall up to P3.
About to say,
That 88 truck.
you're seeing some guys out here that we usually don't necessarily see.
This could be a thing. I like this first-time winner idea that you have. I'm a big fan of it.
It's looking more and more prominent now, ain't it?
Really like it. I like where you're at.
Still waiting to see a few of these guys qualify. Let's see here. Snyder's second lap. Let's see if it gets any faster. No, he's going to be sitting at a 23:05 still.
Yeah, Roman backed up his practice lap, 22.7.
Shane Wolf trying to get on the board here. Ray Lane up to the top three. See what I'm talking about?
There you go. There you go. Ray Lane showing some speed here in qualifying tonight.
I'd say he's trying to do his best Lightning McQueen impression.
Drew Trader up to P4. There we go.
Let's see here. Cardwell.
Wow. 22.86 for Cardwell. Puts a P2 on the sheet.
But I say these guys got something. They got something that they're hiding. I feel like.
Paul Irvin way down on the qualifying sheet. He's down there in 19th. Shane Wolf up to P2 with a 22.84.
That would be a first-time winner.
That'd be a first-time winner. Where's Nick Trader at? He's yet to take a time. All right.
He's on track right now, though.
Okay, good.
Good.
Yep, there he is. I see him now. Right up to P2 with a 22.79. Great lap for Nick Trader. So we got Nick and Nick on the front row again.
Surprise, surprise.
This
Okay.
is my surprise face.
About to say we might need a Blair cam from now.
1-2 in the point standings. 1-2 here in qualifying. So far, Nick and Nick.
Nick and Nick. Well, while the Nick and Nick show is going on the front row, it is time for. Do you want to say it or should I?
Picks? Is it picks?
It's picks.
I love it.
About to say the last thing a quarterback wants.
Oh boy.
All right. So
I think I went first last week, so you're up.
Well, even though I'm not going to pick Shane Wolf because I feel like I keep dragging him down with these. But somebody that I've been looking at, he's had his moments where he got near the front, and he looks like he's getting better week in and week out. He's done a great job over the season. And I just like the number 44 of Ray Lane for some reason tonight.
The double 4. It's a good pick. I like that pick. I really like that pick. It's a strong pick. I was eyeballing the 44 as well.
I was looking at him all through practice and had a decent qualifying run. I really like what I'm seeing out of that 44. But you said Nick and Nick is going to be your pick. So which one is it?
Time to change it up.
Oh.
Throw the curveball at you.
Okay.
It's curveball time.
All righty.
Milwaukee Brewers clinched the NL Central yesterday in baseball by throwing curveballs, so I'm throwing one out here today.
All right.
Taking that number 7 of Cardwell.
Whoa.
Yeah, qualified P4, showing a ton of speed. We've talked about Cardwell a little bit this year. He's had some really good runs. He's had some bad luck. He's sitting 10th in points right now. I'm taking Jarrett Cardwell.
That is I'm just happy you're jumping on the bandwagon with me.
First time winner night.
Heck yeah. Gotta love it.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's first time winner night.
First time winner.
Problem is we got 165 laps to know if we're right about it.
You're right. You're right. We still got a bit to go before we know, but we're about to start out and see.
I'm excited. Excited. This is gonna be so much fun. Looks like we're waiting just on a couple trucks to grid here, and then we'll be rolling off. Looks like somebody in the back is dawdling. Might have run on a bathroom break.
About to say, got to run off real quick. That should be an extreme sport whenever you're trying to make a lobby, and you got to use the restroom right before.
Absolutely.
That's got to be an extreme sport because I think I've seen guys that aren't, I'm not that athletic, but I feel like it turned into Usain Bolt whenever that scenario happens. So.
Oh, it's all about the footwork, and it's all about having a good path from your sim rig to your bathroom. It's key.
It's very key.
Years ago, for me, there were stairs involved. Not a good thing.
About to say that I don't think that's good at all.
No, it was not good at all. I'd come back winded from sprinting up those stairs. It's tough.
About to say that's one of the things you just gotta keep the legs high, keep moving.
Oh yeah, keep the feet moving. That's right.
About to say we're starting to get more football advice than anything else.
Oh, lights are off on the pace track. We're going green. Only one formation lap here, expert.
Yep, and here we go at the Monster Mile. We're gonna go, and I love this part. I love it. We're gonna go with the blimp cam here. We're going. Wait for it. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys.
Absolutely great start here. We got Nick and Nick on the outside. Trader on the outside of Roman. Shane Wolf pushing Roman up to P2. Shane Wolf goes.
And right here, you can see these guys keeping an eye on Nick Trader here in the P3 position, but Roman and Shane Wolf out front once again. This is like a replay of Indy as these guys look to get moving here. But I believe the 25 of Drew Trader just went around on the front straightaway. He did. No caution yet.
Man, you hate to see that for the 25. He's going to have to go. Hopefully they didn't use all their duct tape at Bristol already. But looking at these guys, how fast they got to single file here. I mean, what are we, 2 laps into this thing, and we're already single file all the way through the field for the most part.
We had a feeling these guys were going to do this because of what we saw in practice. You could barely run side by side here. It's so hard to pass.
Definitely a tough track to pass out. Bottom line's going to be king here on these fresh tires. Once tires start to wear, you're going to see that top line come in. You see a couple of guys already up there, not necessarily by choice, working in that top line, getting it ready. Because here in about 10 laps, you're going to see guys moving up a little bit here in the center of the corner.
And right here, Nicholas Roman already building up his gap to the rest of the field, and he's already got about a 4 truck length gap to James Shanewolf. So right now, what we saw last week is the 83 was able to have more long run speed than the 95. So I wouldn't be too concerned right now if you're that 83 camp. Just let him pull away and let him use up his stuff, and you'll start catching him here in the later part of the race.
The only thing to be concerned about on that 95 truck right now, if you're the 83, is that last time by, he had the fastest lap of the field. So can't be lagging back too far, otherwise he's going to get out to one of those crazy leads like he had at Indy, one of those 7, 8, 9 second leads. We got a caution.
And caution is out. You are absolutely correct. And
81's in it. Joe Darnell, Lewis Jr., Tyndall, Kobe.
Jeremy Horn involved. And these guys are still crashing behind. 69 and Gary Lewis involved. Boehner, like you mentioned, Tyndall and Kobe, they've already gone to pit road. They wasted no time.
Yeah, Kobe, Tyndall, looks like Boehner in pits. Looks like the 81 Jeremy Horn in pit as well. Man, that is super early for a caution. What was that, lap 6? We got a caution?
Joe Darnell involved as well. Drew Trader, this seems like it'd be a huge break for Drew Trader because you remember he spun on the initial lap. So he could go down, get some of that damage he has to his 25 repaired, and see if he can't come back out on track.
Yeah, absolutely. Drew Trader's the only one super happy about seeing this caution, so he could get that 25 mended up. Just watch the leaders there. Big fakie by all of them. No real takers on pit road. Basically, it looks like 13th on back on pit road. Justin Anisagok, the first one of them.
And Justin Anisagok, that's one heck of a way to get started here. He's going with the idea that he's going to stay in the back and let these guys try to battle it out in front of him. He's one of the guys that was also successful at Bristol. And coming into this one, I would imagine he feels like this could be a race he could win, especially on strategy.
Yeah, Justin Anisagok's had a ton of speed, so we might see something out of him this week. He just had some bad luck, so hopefully that 18 truck's not too damaged.
Right now, while we're under this caution, let's see if we can't try to talk to one of these guys real quick. Let's see if we can't pull Shane Wolf in here. Shane Wolf, it is Blair and Expert up in the booth. You got a copy, my buddy?
I do.
All right, man. You've made your way up to P2, and you're looking to try to see if you can't pass Mr. Vroman up front. That 83 looks super fast. How are you feeling, my friend?
Feeling pretty good, man. Yeah, if I can't pass him, I'll drive through him. We'll figure out a way around him, though. we're gonna get up there.
About to say it. I mean, it's gonna work for you one way or another. We know you're gonna try your best to get up there. What is the one thing that's been extremely tough for you so far in this race? Is it handling? Is it handling kind of weird this early in the run? Are you waiting for the long run? What is your idea to put yourself in the most successful position?
Honestly, what's been like the most difficult is the LOT, which also stands for lack of talent from the driver. I cannot keep up Roman's pace. I know he's not, but I'm hoping he's burning his stuff up a little bit, and we can maybe get him in the long run. But yeah, that's about it. Hopefully we can save our stuff enough for the long run and maybe take advantage of that.
So is this pit call coming up here going to be 4 tires, fuel, bucket of talent for the driver? Is that what we're looking at?
Yeah, maybe a beer thrown in there too. I don't know, man. It might turn into Talladega Nights. I might watch it from pit road with an ice cream in my hand. We'll see.
He's throwing in a little Days of Thunder in there too. All right. Well, we know you got 1 lap to go, so this is the one thing I'm going to ask you, my good sir, and I'm going to take a page out of old Rick James' playbook. Sorry, Rick, you're such an inspiration. I have to. But, old buddy, what is your favorite type of chip brand?
Chip?
Chip. Potato chip.
Do Funyuns count as chips?
I
mean, they're onion rings.
They're onion.
I'd have to go Doritos then, like the spicy sweet thing, the purple pack.
I got you. Okay, well, I mean, gonna go ahead and go with it. I like it, but we're gonna move you back to your channel and
all right, real quick shout out to Audible Entertainment for coming on board this week.
Awesome.
Adam Capps, same guy that owns Thunder Valley Tavern, for sponsoring me for whatever reason. But shout out to them.
Well, definitely. He's pulling the promotion already, Blair. Good luck, James.
Thank you.
And these guys looking to get restarted here. You gotta love talking to these guys under these pace laps.
Yeah, that was awesome, man. He's got a new sponsor on there, up there on the front row, looking good, getting some TV time, getting him shouted out. We're back to Green Flag Racing. Nick Vroman with a huge jump. Shane Wolf takes it back to P2.
But Shane Wolf looking to get a huge run as we go down the back straightaway, and look at how much he caught up to Vroman here. Only a truck length separating them as they dive into turn 3, and he is to the back bumper.
Right there to the back bumper. You got the 95 leading, 83 right behind him. Nose to tail as they go through 1 and 2. Rest of the field single file behind him. Cardwell's got a big run coming up on Nick Trader a little bit further back in the back.
And you notice they got single file real quick once again. So we're seeing this pattern. These drivers trying to just get into a feeling out process, but James Shane Wolf putting the pressure on Nick Vroman.
Yeah, Shane Wolf, you heard him in his interview right there. He said he's going to do whatever it takes to get to the front. If he can't pass him clean, he'll drive through him. I wouldn't put it past old Wolfie to just lay the old bumper to him here. It's a little early. We're only working on lap 14, coming to lap 14 of 165, so might be a little bit early for the bumper work, but it could happen.
I'd say don't want to show your full hand yet, my friend.
That's right. You're going to do the bump and run. 100 and some odd laps left. That's a whole lot of run left to go.
You're talking about guys moving up through the field, though. You mentioned Cardwell. We're right behind him. We have Josh Arnold and Ray Lane sitting in P7 and P8. So these guys are moving up, P6 and P7 moving up through the field here.
Yeah, these guys are getting on up here, getting at the action. A lot of single file back here, but as you look at them go down the backstretch, there's a lot of guys taking peeks. No real moves yet into 3 and 4.
And these guys are trying to play conservative. Is this because of how these tires are at this track? You really don't want to be making passes until the long run? Or what is the idea for these guys right now as they continue to run single file here?
Yeah, the big thing, you don't want to burn these tires up too bad here in the early run. You got to have something because, like we talked about at the top of the broadcast, you've got like 55 laps of fuel, give or take, in these things. So you got to make these tires last as close to 50-some laps as you can. So you just can't beat them that hard.
Well, right now, Ed Robertson passing James Shane Wolf as he moves into P2. So that's 64. Up 3 spots now from where he qualified in P2, but our biggest mover, and let's go take a look at him, it's Matt Boone sitting right here in P13. He has moved up 12 spots from where he originally qualified, and he's looking to try to gain a few more.
Yeah, that 38 truck for Boone is hooked up tonight. He's got a really good run going, just outside of the top 10, but he's got a lot of speed, so he can keep it moving to the front. Going to see a good result out of that 38 truck here tonight.
And these guys stacking up in front of him, that's Lednam, who is challenging for that biggest mover spot, as once he gets around once he gets around Quimby here, he will be the biggest mover, but that 38 looking to follow him and take that title right back.
Yeah, there's a lot of good racing action back here. I'm taking a peek back here at Nick Trader and Cardwell with Josh Arnold and Ray Lane right behind them. So this battle here is going down for about P4 as Josh Arnold looks to the inside of Cardwell. He's got his nose under there. Coming through 4, Cardwell's got to go way up to the top side. Arnold down to the bottom side. Arnold finally going to clear him here coming off of 2, but Cardwell left the door open for Ray Lane to get in there as well, so Cardwell dropping back.
And that's the tough spot for this track, is that these guys, they usually end up having issues as far as being able to get back down to the bottom. Once one guy gets under you, it seems like you're going to get freight train there on the bottom, and that's what we just saw there.
Yeah, Cardwell just got worked up into a tough spot. Not that big of a deal. I mean, we're working lap 22 here, 165. Long way to go. He needs just to refocus here, save those tires, drive that truck nice and easy. Maybe these guys that just passed him are going to be driving their stuff super hard, and he can get back up there and get some of these spots back here shortly.
We have a potential battle back here as Paul Irvin has now fallen into the clutches of the 37 of Leadenham and 38 of Boone here as they battle for a top 10 spot.
Yeah, Paul Irvin not as fast as he normally is. We usually see Paul Irvin super bad fast at every track so far this season. You know, top 3 kind of guy in practice, top 5 in qualifying. Struggling a little bit with that number 9 machine back there in 12th and doing a lot of work back there.
And he just fell all the way, like you mentioned, back to 12th. And right now, these guys in front are continuing to climb. Matt Boone gaining 14 spots, now 15 as he goes to pass Leadenham. And he has made his way into the top 10. He's looking to gain a few more spots as we continue on. The guy who has dropped the farthest, though, is Cardwell. He's dropped 5 spots all the way back to 9th place.
No, not too early to panic if you're the 7 truck. Just fall in line there, hit your marks, be nice and smooth. He's had a ton of speed all night here so far, so nothing to freak out about on that 7. We're going to be coming up getting fresh tires here. We're about halfway through a fuel run, so just take it easy from here. Still a long way to go.
And the one thing I'm looking at as far as the guys on track, we talked to somebody pre-race and we said, hey, if you keep your truck clean, you might find yourself, you know, top 20, top 15, top 10. Well, old Grandpa Coey, he's up 9 spots into 21st after that initial caution took out a few guys. He's nearly cracking the top 20 already.
Yeah, he's got that 24 truck rolling tonight, looking pretty good. Is Coey, so a lot of these guys are putting together some good runs. A lot of these guys are having kind of a heartbreaker run as we take a look at pit road there. Cole Snyder, Forrest Smith, Jeremy Horn, Tyndall, Kobe, Boehner, those guys are all still on pit road for an extended stay.
And I believe Jeremy Horn is actually out as it looks on our board. Actually, he may be coming back out on track. Yeah, he's coming out on track right now, and you can see the damage to that 81. Definitely not what he wants to see right now, especially with the run he had last week. It looked like at times he could have been competitive for a top 10 at Indy. Ended up getting involved in an accident, or actually it wasn't an accident. He ran out of fuel, and that ended up putting him in a bad spot.
Correct, and I'm just getting a report here that the 99 Cole Snyder has taken it to the garage. 99 is going to be done for the evening.
Oh no, that's heartbreaking.
Hate it for the 99. He's had some really good runs. He was really good at Bristol, so I thought maybe that might translate here for him tonight, but unfortunately early on, he has had to retire the 99 Cold Dog Motorsports machine. Looking
on board here with Ed Robertson, he has
gotten a 1 second gap now to Nick Trader in third, and has slowly been still in the clutches of Nick Vroman. Only about a 9/10 of a second gap between him and Vroman. So he's not necessarily losing time there to our leader. He's sitting steady, probably hoping for that long run to kick in.
Yeah, I've been keeping an eye on the lap times here. Past couple laps, Robertson was a little bit faster than Vroman. This last lap, they tied. This most recent lap, Vroman just a skosh faster than Ed Robertson. However, Nick Trader is faster than Ed Robertson that lap. So these top three, a lot of battling going on right here.
And don't forget, right now, Vroman, he just had to battle through some lap traffic, so that slowed him up just a tad bit.
Not getting his favorite thing, which we all know if you've tuned in here on the Expert Racing Network on Monday nights for the NNR One-Minded Design League and heard Nick Vroman, he loves clean air. So having to get through lap traffic is not his favorite thing.
I say if you've tuned in for the last 12 rounds, that's basically, he needs to make that a t-shirt because that's been his slogan all year.
Absolutely. He's got 7 wins on the year. He attributes all 7 of those to clean air.
Well, right now, let's go back to a battle here as they catch lap traffic. James Shainwolf and Josh Arnold battling for P4. And these guys are right with each other here as they exit off of turn 4. Dustin Carroll, he's going to hang on to the high line. That's going to cause that 22 to lift a little bit because, as we mentioned in pre-race, you cannot be side-by-side off an exit here without somebody having to lift.
Yeah, side-by-side off exit gets really tough. That bottom line is going to get a little pushy. The top line is going to be pushing bad. And the way these walls are shaped here at Dover with those safer barriers, just not a whole lot of room for 2 trucks to go side-by-side on exit. It can be done, but it is very tricky to do.
And these guys are looking to continue to push forward. And wow, what a move. I just noticed this. Matt Boone all the way up to 6th, up 19 spots from where he qualified. That 38 truck is on rails.
That 38 is absolutely rolling right now, isn't it? Man alive, shout out to Matt Boone with this thing. NNR Bowling up here just rolling this thing right now.
Get it? He's NNR Bowling? He roll? Never mind. You know what?
Yeah, that was not an accident, sir.
Oh, I see. I see. Okay, so I feel bad now. I tried to piggyback off of that one.
No, that was not an accident. That was well planned. And I've already got another one planned for him. You know, the Munson, if need be.
Old Kingpin joke. I love it. I love the reference.
Absolutely.
Right here, Mama Bear out in chat saying she'll get on making the Roman Clean Air shirt tonight. So we got it in the works. It's rolling.
I love it. I love it. Hi, I'm Nick Roman, and I love clean air.
But to say, it sounds like one of those Talladega Nights commercials. If you ever watched that commercial segment.
Absolutely.
Ray Lane and Justin Anasagok back here, though, looking like they're about to battle for P7. Justin Anasagok closing in on that 44 Ford F-150 of Ray Lane.
Yeah, it's definitely starting to heat up back there. That's probably our tightest battle on track right now. Definitely the tightest battle in the top 10.
And I mean, this could be huge for Justin Anasagok. He's trying to build momentum, trying to get back in the top 10. It seems like he's been very demoralized ever since Bristol, coming so close to getting that first win, just to have it ripped away from him. And I mean, it's been a tough last few weeks, but he's hoping to get back on that horse and see if he can't get a position to get back up there and try to compete for another win. We know that 18's hungry for one, but he's just got to get back focused and get back going. And in your career, even though you're a part of the pit crew, I know that can be just as tough on y'all as it is on the driver. How demoralizing is it whenever you have one of those close runs just get taken away from you like that?
It's pretty tough. Joe Darnell spun going on to pit road right there. I don't know if that's a scheduled stop here on lap 44. It seems like a bit soon for us, but yeah, momentum's definitely a big thing in any sport. Racing, not to be excluded from Big Mo, and having momentum on your side is such a huge thing. Just everything works better when you have momentum. You know, practice feels better, qualifying feels better, your race feels better, your pit stops feel better. Just everything's better when you have momentum on your side, and when it's not, it's just the opposite.
Well, he's hoping to build that right now as these guys starting to catch Matt Boone, who it looks like he might have used up his stuff moving up through the field as Ray Lane is back to challenge him for P6.
Yeah, but the good news is we're getting really close to the end of a run here. So Boone did a really good job picking up, 19 spots to get here to P6. Gonna fall off a little bit. It looks like Ray Lane might get him here in these next couple laps as Ray Lane peeks to the inside of him going into 3. Which is also going to open the door for the 18 of Justin Anderson there as we've seen this bottom line get going.
And what's interesting, we necessarily haven't seen these guys drift up the track as much as we expected. We talk about the highline could have played a factor as the run goes on, but we haven't really necessarily seen that throughout this race so far. So is that something that these guys may wait till, you know, the later third or the later half of this contest in which we can see those guys start to try to branch out and see if there's another line that can run?
I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen more guys moving up there trying to, as tires wear out, to try to get that top line to work, to try to get the momentum to go down the straightaway. But it looks like bottom line, middle groove is where it is right now, looking at where a lot of these leaders are running.
We have a battle now back here for 10th. The 7 of Cardwell having to fend off Meredith and Hampton back here as these guys battle out for 11th. Still catching, though, the 7 of Cardwell.
Yeah, Cardwell's having kind of a tough go here in this early part of the race. Ooh, maybe a little contact back there.
17 in the wall, and he's going to lose a spot there. And that, with how hard he hit that wall, I would not be surprised if he had a little right side damage, maybe some right front. It looks like he has some there as we look on, but that 17 getting in that outside wall there.
Yeah, listening to some of the radios here, sounds like the 17's not too pleased, but he's not too injured. He's still out there running.
I'd say we're about to have Mary Meredith and Happy Hampton out there going at it.
Good work. I like that one.
Oh, Lordy. That was the spur of the moment thing. I'm going to get judged after the race for that one.
It's good. That's 2 more T-shirts right there.
Just merchandising ideas out of nowhere.
All merch, all the time here at the XR Network.
Yes, sir. Speaking of merch, you can go and actually check out our merch page. Let's get it out there in chat. Thank you for bringing that up, by the way. As you can go out there and check out all the Expert Racing merch, including the Expert Racing Esports merch, as well as the new edition, the Experts Wear Pink t-shirt that has just now been released for October and breast cancer awareness. Be sure to go check it out, and be sure to order it and show off your breast cancer awareness spirit here this October as we show those who are battling right now, have survived, and continue to battle that very tough illness that is breast cancer.
Got a lot of guys coming to pit road right now. We got Nick Trader, we got Shane Wolf, we got Paul Irvin all coming this lap right here. Vroman's still out on the track as our leader, so definitely cycling green flag pit stops. Sounds like Vroman's going to be coming this time by.
And these guys are within the window to make it. So coming 1 lap earlier, I would not be surprised if this is a strategy call to see if they can't jump Vroman as Nick Trader was only about 1.5 seconds back, so this certainly could work.
Vroman, Robertson, Lane, all coming to pit road. Josh Arnold assumes the lead here.
And right now, for a second, I thought it was the top two was the 22 and the 98. I was about to say teammates top two, but no. The 22 of Arnold putting his teammate 1 lap down at the moment, and he continues to run out there on track. And we know he's one of the guys that can go out here, save fuel, and run a little extra longer. So he's trying to play the long game, wait for the tires to, wait for those guys that have the fresh tires right now, wait for them to even out so he can go in. But he's going in right now, lap 50, coming to lap 58, as he is looking to get 4 fresh fuel goods and fill it up with Sunoco race fuel.
Yeah, 22-18 follows him in, and we saw that right there. Looks like Matthew Boone in that 38 truck that we've been talking about. He's staying out. He's going to lead a lap here. Expect to see him probably next time on pit road. Boone and Lednan still out here.
And these were our biggest movers, so, I mean, if they're able to stay out after running through the entire field, I think that's kind of, that shows how much they might have actually been saving throughout the run, even though they were gaining so much.
Yeah, they're giving up a ton of time on tires, though. They're giving up about 2 seconds a lap. So they're going to have to pull in here and pit sooner than later.
And I mentioned it before about pitting that 1 lap early. Well, Nick Trader jumps Nick Vroman here as far as strategy. He comes out in front of that 95 as they get through lap traffic, and they're trying to hold on to that that P1 spot as they battle down the back straightaway. Vroman looking for a way to get to the inside, but Trader going to slam the door.
Yeah, that's going to be a race for P1 once Boone and Enrique Quinones pit. Boone's still out here. 59 laps for Boone here so far. Really stretching this window.
And what you're seeing right now, it's not only the battle for the lead currently once it cycles out, this is also your championship battle right now. This is P1 and P2 in the standings, and these guys going at it as, just to be able to keep it from turning Nick Trader. Roman got on the apron there, got loose, and he lost a little bit of time there to that 56. That 56 is just holding him off with every fiber of his being. Can't let him get clean air.
No, absolutely. Don't ever let the 95 get clean air if you can help it, as we see the 38 of Boone coming to pit road. So this is the race for the lead here between Trader and Vroman. As Vroman goes to the bottom, he's got that clean air on the nose trying to come off too. Let's see if he can clear Nick Trader going down the back straight.
Trader battling back on the top side, still side by side here in 3 and 4. He's going to slide up a little bit. Vroman able to clear. He's back to the point, but I'm sure Nick Trader is not going to go down without a fight battling back on the top side.
Yeah, Trader had an awesome run down that straightaway coming off the top side there. He's got a fall in line coming through 1 and 2, right in line with him here, down the back stretch. So he's going to have to just look for his next opportunity to challenge Nick Vroman.
And you got to think that was more of a strategy call here for Nick Trader to get that point for leading a lap. So that's a good championship mindset there for these guys, knowing that strategy is going to play huge dividends as we get later into the season. Remember, we're around 13 out of 22, so we're coming down to the wire here in this second half of the season.
Yeah, every point counts. Well, every point is counted since Daytona, but right now every point is critical coming down to the end of this season. So good heads-up drive there by Nick Trader, trying to lead some laps and get some bonus points there.
And we haven't even hit halfway yet, but I'm going to go ahead and ask you, since Larry is still locked in his room, we can't talk to him. What are we looking at? You know, I feel it coming. I feel like there's a possibility that it's it's on the horizon, but I don't know. I feel like it's been a pretty long while since we've seen that yellow flag fly.
The way these guys are driving right now, I'm not expected to see that yellow anytime soon. If I was a driver and I was trying to work my own strategy, I would assume this thing's running green. Just under 100 laps to go, I would assume the green's going to stay out the whole time. So I would be making my plans in that direction.
Well, Nick Trader trying to hold on to the 95 of Nicholas Roman as they go through lap traffic, and it's been very tough up to this point throughout the season just to be able to stay with the battle with these guys. It's been so tough. We've said it plenty of times, but it's true as ever. It's for the most part of this season, it's been the Nick and Nick show.
Yeah, absolutely. These guys have been going at it all season long. There's been some other players up here being fast. I mean, how many winners have we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 winners so far this season? Is that accurate?
I believe so. I mean, it's been close.
I think, maybe 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 different winners in 13 weeks, so that's pretty impressive. However, 7 of those wins have gone to that 95 truck.
Colby Hall out there in chat cheering on Quimby, who is currently running P17, 1 lap down as he's trying to make his way into the top 15, up 4 spots from where he qualified. So a good run so far, but still trying to make some moves. He's got a ways to go in that number 36 Washington football team Chevrolet.
Yeah, definitely heading in the right direction. Just unfortunately a lap down right now.
Right now we have Matt Boone, who currently is P12. He's up 13 spots from where he qualified. No longer the biggest mover on track, though. In fact, our new biggest mover is the 71 of Hampton, who has moved his way into P8. 16 spots from where he qualified, and that 71, he is building up a pretty big race so far for himself. He's now trying to go and catch the double deuce of Josh Arnold, who is in P7 about 4.5 ahead.
Happy Hampton, definitely a little bit happier because he's the biggest mover so far. Got that truck inside the top 10. And what do you call the 22? The best looking 22 on iRacing? Is that right?
It's the fastest 22 in NNR.
Fastest 22 in NNR. I knew there was something to do with that 22.
About to say, if you got to know the reference between him and our good friend old Yotes King from over on I believe it was Yotes King over on the console side, who drove the 22 for the J. Paul Militia in the NNR Xfinity Series when we were over on console. J. Paul was up in the Cup Series course driving that 22. I think he says he has it. He's either signed to it or he's got that 22 trademarked for the next 53 years. I think that was his. That was his ruling right there. So he's going to be in that 22 for a long, long time.
Yeah, 53 years. That's a pretty good commitment for that 22 truck. That's pretty strong.
About to say yeah, as long as he keeps putting on top 10 performances, I think he might have it.
I mean, I'll tell you, as much as I love driving that number 91 machine that I wheel around on the track, I don't know if I'd be willing to sign a 53-year contract because you never know. Rick Hendrick might come knocking on the door and want me to drive for him, and 91 might not be an available number, so might have to switch it up.
I'd say 48 or 24, here I come.
I'd drive that 48, not a problem.
About to say, even if you got the 25, heck yeah.
I'd drive it.
Bring me my money. As we continue on here, battle for second about to ensue as Nick Trader is battling through lap traffic. Ed Robertson slowly catching him
as the gap between him and Nick is now down to 0.4 of a second. That's probably going to get a even wider margin, though, as now Ed Robertson has caught that lap traffic in a horrible spot and hasn't been able to get around this 77 or 17 yet. That's going to be the 77 of McQuaid and the 17 of Meredith. Right now, they run P13, P14 respectively.
Yeah, that's the hardest thing about lap traffic, right? You know, nothing against McQuaid or Meredith here. These guys are fighting for position, but if you're in Ed Robertson's position, this is the worst because these guys are fighting for position and they're fast. You know, they have really good pace, both of these trucks. So trying to get around them, this is the hardest part about lap traffic right here.
And you want to do it without upsetting Mary Meredith. So
yeah, you don't want to make him mad. That's for sure.
I'd say you want to be sure that you're still getting a Christmas card.
Oh, you want to stay on the Christmas card list for sure.
You got to. Now, on the other hand, after what we saw last season, I still don't know if Anna Sagak and Snyder, I don't know if they're going to be meeting up for family dinner. So
they'll get over it or they won't. Either way, they're still going to provide us great racing here on Monday night here on this one-minded design sponsored NNR League.
You were certainly right. And we just mentioned about the lap traffic, the difference it could play. Ed Robertson was 0.4 off from Nick Trader. Now almost a whole set, and he's in the wall as well. Oh, that is probably the last thing that 64 wanted to see, especially with that beautiful paint scheme on there. I love the chrome.
Yeah, the chrome looks good. I'm trying to get a peek at that 64 to see how bad his damage is. A little bit that I've seen so far doesn't look too bad, but definitely want to keep it away from Miles the Monster.
Looking at the right front suspension, you can definitely see that. Right side scraped up a pretty good bit, and that right rear quarter panel looks like it may be dented in, but outside of that, it looks pretty good here on this 64 Chevrolet as he's trying to get that momentum back, get back going. As we're on board with a gyro cam, you gotta love this shot, especially down in the corner.
Yeah, it really shows this banking that's here at Dover. I don't remember off the top of my head how many degrees there are here, but this thing is definitely banked. Huge high bank racetrack.
I believe, actually, to give you an exact number, I believe it is banked 24 degrees in the turns, 9 degrees on the straightaway.
Wow, only 24. I would have guessed it a little higher. I would have guessed it high 20s, low 30s would have been my guess on the banking here. Still a lot.
Yeah, definitely.
Still a lot.
Gotta say, it's going to be one of those climbs that your leg's going to hurt by the time you get to the top.
Yeah, when you're standing down there on pit road, it looks like a lot more than 24 degrees, I'll tell you that. Big old slab of concrete.
And to give you, let's actually take a look at the gap between Roman and Nick Trader if we can from our Expert Racing blimp. And let's see if we can't take a look at this gap. And you can see it right there. These guys are still close. Not that big of a gap here between them. Only about 0.4. So Nick Trader is actually gaining back on Nicholas Roman here.
Yeah, looking at lap times, Nick Trader is a little bit faster than Roman on that last lap. I've been keeping an eye on these lap times. And Ed Robertson's fallen off just a little bit to the back of Trader, but this battle looks like it's going to go down for P1, P2.
And they're coming up on Paul Irvin, and we know he has some pace as well. He's been a guy that's been competitive for wins, but he's going to try to stay out of the way. But still, that dirty air going to affect that 95, especially here off corner exit. And here comes Nick Trader down to 0.2 the gap.
Yeah, he's putting down some really great laps here. Lap 90. Still a little ways on fuel on this run here, but he's got some really good pace going on.
About to say 10 laps until that, about 10 to 15 laps till that fuel run opens up again. And repeat out there in chat. He's actually got a tongue twister for you, Blair.
All right, let's have it.
Miles made Mary Meredith motivationally mad.
Oh my goodness. I don't know how to say that. I'm gonna have to read it from chat. There's no way I can just recite that. Hang on, let me look at chat over here.
Oh Lord.
Miles made Mary Meredith motivationally mad.
Say that
Oh,
5
my
times fast.
Oh my goodness, Repeat. Repeat coming out here with all the hard ones tonight in chat.
I know. Well, I mean, at least he's not coming out with the rookie jokes. I've heard enough of those throughout the first 12 rounds. He's giving a break on me for round 13.
He's got new material.
It's working though. I love it.
I like it. I like it.
About to say repeat though. While you're out there in chat, my friend, can you tell us how the stream quality is looking? If it's looking any better from the previous weeks? Of course, you know we've been trying to work on it little by little here at the network. So tell me, how is it looking for you? As right now it looks like we're about to have another battle back here for the fourth position. Ed Robertson losing time, got passed again by Shane Wolf, and Ray Lane, who's 7/10 back. He's looking to try to catch up to that 64 machine. Like I said, only about 7 to 8/10 separating them.
Yeah, some super close racing here coming down towards the end of this fuel run. These tires, man, they're getting hot. They're getting tired. See what I did there? And
But
thank you. The drivers that took care of their tires the best, they're really, the cream's rising to the top right here, and you're seeing some passes.
And as this run goes along, the idea for Nick Trader is to stay as close as he can to that 95 and play the same strategy that he did before, in my opinion, because you got to think he was about 1.5 to 2 seconds behind Nick Vroman on that last run. He went down the pit road a lap earlier and took the lead over. Now that he's only 2/10 basically right there with Vroman, if he pulls the same strategy, he could get out a pretty decent lead over that 95.
Yeah, so last time they came down pit road, Trader was about a half second faster on the entire pit stop exchange, and only being 2/10 back. If my math serves, that puts him 3/10 in front of Roman if he could do the same thing again.
That would be insane.
Would be insane. I'm excited. I'm ready for it. Do you think he comes the lap before again, or do you think they're going to go down together?
That's the $1 million question. I mean, that strategy's up in the air. One guy I think that would still go down the lap earlier is James Shane Wolf, which is Nick's teammate there in P3.
Yeah, I think Shane Wolf would want to benefit from that lap earlier, try to close that gap down, seeing that he's a few seconds back.
About 3 right now as they run.
Yeah, about 3 seconds back. Those intervals went crazy right there, so I thought somebody was wrecking or something there.
He's had contact with somebody. The front end of that 83 is tore up. If we go look at the front of the 83, the right front, the entire right side and the right rear, heavy contact it looks like. I don't know if he hit the wall or hit somebody else, but heavy contact, and Ed Robertson looking to take advantage of it as he's right back to the back bumper.
83 just reporting to his pit crew. The temps are creeping up, and this thing might blow up, so look for that 83 on pit roads a lot sooner than we were thinking.
And right now, you got to think, you want to try to make it to lap 110 to make it to the end of this one. But if you're that 83, can you risk it? He's losing a lot of spots right now, but he's going to lose a lot more than that if that truck blows up.
Oh, absolutely. It's going to be approximately 30 minutes of repair if he loses an engine, which will pretty much take him out of this thing completely. However, if you come now before it blows, you might have a chance of saving that engine.
About to say, what's better, you know, 29th, like 30 laps down, or you know, 16th, 1 lap down. That's got to be the question that he that he has to ask himself, and so does his crew chief. They got to be talking to each other about the same thing here, because the last thing you want after the day they had is to throw it all away for another mechanical failure. Last week it was the wheel. This week it could be the engine.
Yeah, you hate to see it for the 83. We like talking to James. Ton of fun. Got a new sponsor on there. He's been having a good run, so hopefully he can keep this 83 out there on track making laps. But we'll see what plays out for that engine, that Chevrolet.
Right now we're going to go back to the battle up front, as right now Nick Trader still within 2/10 of Nicholas Roman, as we're about 6 laps away from this pit cycle opening up.
Looks like the 9 dropping to pit road. That's Paul Irvin. He's a lap down, but he's coming now. Ed Robertson coming this time too.
And that's an interesting strategy, to say the least. These guys from here, it would be extremely difficult to make it all the way to the end. You're looking at about 60 laps on fuel.
That's tough. 60 is going to be really hard to do.
So I don't know if these guys feel like Miles isn't done eating today, or what's going on. But right now Ed Robertson, and now James Shane Wolf, he's going in this time.
Yep, Shane Wolf's in this time.
Here
Sounds like
comes Nick
Trader
Trader.
coming this time by.
So Nick Trader's going in, and Nicholas Roman, he's going to be staying out on track.
So he's going to try. Trader's going to try that leapfrog action again, like he did last time. Let's see how it works out for him in that 56 machine.
And if you're this 95, knowing that he went in, how long do you stay out?
If you're driving the 95, you make sure that you got your fuel window hit, that once you come, you don't have to come back for fuel. You got to know that for sure. I think these guys here are really early on the pit cycle, and I think that's why the 95's staying out.
Well, right now the 95 probably about 2 laps away from it being guaranteed, but he's going to go ahead and come in, and 2 laps away from the guaranteed number, so he's feeling pretty confident. He locks him up on pit entry to make sure he gets down to pit road speed, and here we go. Let's see what happens here between the 95 and the 56 on pit road.
So 56 spent from lap in to lap out, and the pit stop, he was 52.10. Let's see what the 95 could do on pit road. And looks like the 28 truck, Corey Kobe, has retired for the evening as well.
That's very unfortunate for him. Right now, Justin Ansigok taking over the lead as they run right now through this cycle, but he's going to be heading down pit road. Josh Arnold, once he passes him, that's going to be your new leader out on track.
So if Roman has beat Trader from pit entry to pit exit, Roman was about a half second quicker than Trader, so let's see how it shakes out here.
But Trader somehow still able to beat him out of pit road. Actually has about a 1.5 second gap over Nicholas Roman.
Yeah, he's got that good gap. He's got those fresh tires, but that 95 is going to be coming on his fresh tires now. So let's see what that gap does here just a little bit. Josh Arnold pits from the lead here, giving Matthew Boone the lead back.
And you were talking about the gaps on pit road. Let's actually take a look at the pit lane time in comparison to these guys. And once it gets pulled up, you can see right here that that Boone was incredibly faster than Nick. Boone actually has had the best pit lane time overall, but Nick Trader actually was a little bit faster than Roman. That's what it's showing on my side, a little bit faster in his overall pit stop time. Let's go ahead and switch to that.
Oh!
And that collects Nick Trader. Nick Trader involved, that's going to be a caution.
Caution is out.
Meredith involved. And oh, Nick Trader's already had to get towed to pits.
Oh man,
Oh, that is not good.
that's tough for the 56 truck.
And he, having the lead, being out front once that cycle is complete. And wait a minute. Matthew Boone stayed out. There was only 3 trucks on the lead lap.
Correct.
Do you want to say it or should I?
I think it's your turn.
This changes everything.
Oh, we're wrecking on getting into pit road here.
That is not good. I believe that's the 36 at Quimby that was a part of that. I don't know. I didn't get a view of it. Was it a tipper's flaring incident? Because I would not be surprised about seeing that here at Dover.
No, I don't think it was a tipper's flare. I think it was the guy on the top side wanted to go to pit road, and the guy on the bottom side didn't really plan on going to pit road. So they made contact, head towards pit road entry. Oh no, Nick Trader is taking it to the garage at 56 track. Oh man, to the garage early tonight.
That is not good. But the 95 of Roman, he's going down. And I'd imagine he's trying to fill this thing up with fuel, or he's going to try to get some repairs done. I didn't see him get any contact with that incident, but certainly looking like he had some issues there.
Man, oh man, oh man, you were right. This changes everything is right. So good news is a lot of these guys that were trapped a lap down, all these leaders are going to pit, so they're going to get their wave around here. So we'll have to see once this shakes out, once we cycle through all these pit stops under caution. That's exactly what we got going on for lead lap trucks.
And looking at this, right now, I do believe the only truck on track that is of one mind to design is Drew Trader, who is currently scored. He's on pit road, but he's currently scored 6th.
Man, another tough week for one mind design team. Back-to-back weeks, having tough runs for all their drivers.
Well, final third of the race, you got Roman, Matt Boone, Justin Anasagot, Josh Arnold, your top 4.
Where'd my guy Cardwell go? Back in 10th. Okay.
10th, 1 lap down.
Okay. Just checking on him. I was missing him.
Yeah, well, my guy's Ray Lane, he's just 1 position ahead of him, 1 lap down, so we're right there with you.
And it looks like they should get the wave because they're ahead of Roman on track, right? Are they? Yes, they are. Trying to find Roman. There he is. Yeah. So all these guys ahead of Roman should get the wave.
The bad thing, though, guys like Robertson, Drew Trader, Hampton, all those guys, I'm not necessarily sure they will get the wave. They're currently scored 1 lap down on my scoring pylon. I'm not too sure. They're scored 1 lap down for me.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like here as well.
Well, that's interesting.
So what I think may have happened, we'll get a timing scoring update when they come back across the line. What I think may have happened.
You also have to think, I think Anasagot, he was on the lead lap. I think he may have to pass some of these guys. I think Arnold, since the top 3 were the only ones that were on the lead lap, I think Arnold was the lucky dog. And everybody on back behind them that just took the wave around, or was it allowed to take the wave around, is going to be starting directly behind the leaders. But here we go. These guys are getting up and getting through the gears. 95 of Roman, I think this is probably the happiest he might be all season.
Yeah, he's got a huge jump here. But shout out to Matt Boone with a really good run. He's got it up to P2 right now. Justin Inosagak being scored in P3. Crazy race.
I'd say that last caution changed everything, and right now, Vroman looks like he's going to try to set sail, but do not sleep on Matt Boone. We saw how fast he was last week at Indy, and he came down nearly to the end of the race, in which we thought he could have been a possible winner last week at the Brickyard.
Yeah, the other thing to remember about that 38 truck is that 38 truck, the first stint of tires, he slowed down at the end of the run. So that meant he was super fast early. This second run didn't seem to fall off as bad. So look for him to hang right there with Roman for about until the end of this race.
He's hanging right there around a 4/10 of a second gap. And like he mentioned, he was one of the guys that was able to save his stuff and be able to be there on the long run. So that 38, he could be a challenger here as this run goes along. But based on what happened there, and I know a lot of these guys want to get back on the lead lap, get back up here. I don't think Miles is done eating. I don't think he's going on his diet just yet.
Speaking of lead lap, according to your timing and scoring, how many trucks do you have on the lead lap?
Currently 4. It's the top 4 of Roman, Boone, Anisagak, and Arnold.
Okay, gotcha. My timing and scoring is also showing Robertson and Hampton on the lead lap, top 6.
Right now, SDK is showing them down a lap, 5th and 6th.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's showing that their gap is minus 24 and minus 27 to the leader.
Yeah, I just switched over to timing and scoring on iRacing, and I'm seeing the same thing, 4 trucks on the lead lap. My SDK is yet to update to 4 trucks on the lead lap. So, thank goodness yours is working.
About to say, it would have been embarrassing seeing the scoring tower on this stream not being okay.
Oh, it would have been a mess over here on my side.
You gotta love technical errors.
Yeah.
Right now,
Where?
the one person loving what's going on right now, though, that 95, he has just set sail, and this is going to be a huge race for title points for him. Nick Trader out of the race, outside of the top 20. And Roman, he's basically got no challenge right now. He's just able to go on a Sunday drive.
Yeah, Paul Irvin sitting 3rd in points. He's had kind of a rough night, sitting back there at P10, 1 lap down. 4th in points, Josh Arnold. He's there on the lead lap. That's the biggest challenger to Vroman when we're looking at championship standings right now.
And that is just wild after how this race has gone so far.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Right here, let's go and see if we can't look. There's some battles going on throughout the field. In fact, the 25 of Drew Trader is trying to hold off Ray Lane here for P7. These guys running 1 lap down, but still a very close battle.
Yeah, I was just going through the field as well, trying to find the battle that I wanted to look at, and it's like great minds think alike. I started looking at this 25 and this 44, and this looks like probably the closest battle here towards the front. Ray Lane all over the back bumper of that 25.
He's going to make the move down to the bottom, try to clear him off of turn 2, in which he will. 25 back in line. And 25 trying to pull a crossover. 44 going to shut the door. He moves into P7. Now going to try to go after Hampton, who is currently P6, about 1.2 seconds ahead.
Yeah, so a pretty good gap. Ray Lane's got some work to do to get up there to him, but he's had a fast truck. He's your pick.
Yes, sir. Your pick not too far behind either, about 1.8 back in ninth.
Having a good strong run. Right now, though, I want to go back talk about Matthew Boone running P2. That's up 23 spots from where he started. So that 38 truck is absolutely putting on a show tonight, driving to the front, up there running P2.
And we talk about it a lot about how much speed that you need to have to be able to consistently finish up front. What not many people talk about is what is considered one of the greatest drivers of all time, Mark Martin. He was not always the fastest guy on track, but boy, did he know how to keep a car clean.
Oh yeah, he would keep it clean. He'd take care of his tires. He was just a, kind of a blue-collar working man's racer. Taking care of his equipment and being there at the end, which is the most important thing. You got other guys that, rely on raw speed that we've seen so many times. And the problem with relying on raw speed, sometimes it leads to accidents and making mistakes, where you see a lot of these guys that consistency is key.
Well, right now, that consistency paying off for Matt Boone. Finished in the top 3 last week, I believe, as well. Or, yeah, he finished 3rd last week.
I was just trying to get to last week's standings, but hey, here they are. Anyway, I'm sorry. Yeah, P3 for Matt Boone last week. So
my memory serves me well sometimes.
Yeah, putting together a couple good weeks back to back here in that 38 machine. So got another one to the garage. 92 at Carroll has taken it to the garage.
Oh, that is not good. Well, right now with only about, I'd say about 30 laps to go now, these guys getting in a rhythm, and right now they're just driving around. Matt Boone continuing to run second, about 3 seconds behind our leader. But he is getting caught, it looks like. I'm looking at these times right now. He is getting caught by Justin Anasagak, who is in 3rd, about 9/10 of a second back.
Yeah, Anasagak is, he's got something to say, and he's putting down some really good lap times, chasing down that 38. So we might see a change for position here on the podium as this thing winds down to the end.
And one guy we talked about that needed to build momentum is that 18, and I'm sure if we get a late race caution, the last guy that 95 wants to see anywhere around him would be that 18. He's been a challenger to that 95 almost all season. Hasn't had the run we expected him to have here, but as it draws closer to the end, getting in the top 3, that 18 may be warming up.
Yeah, and the 95 definitely doesn't want to see a caution towards the end with that 18 up there anywhere close to the front, because that's going to take the battle back to that 95. 95's got a really good gap right now. He's super happy with this thing running green. Nick Vroman going to be looking forward to his interview at this point in the program, so he can talk about his clean air like he does every week.
About to say, I'm ready for the clean air speech. And
You ready for the clean air speech?
Pete out there in chat asking, are they good on gas? By our calculations, yes.
They should be. Everybody should be able to make it from here on fuel based on what we know about fuel mileage runs here tonight. I see. Looks like Hakuna Matata for fuel. Means no worries.
No worries.
Thank you.
Gotta love it. You're killing it with the references today, my friend. First the Munson reference, now this. I mean, you're killing it. But right now that gap has closed considerably. Now down to 4/10 for Matt Boone as I believe that's Tyndall behind him. He's looking to go and unlap himself from Matt Boone. He's still got to catch the leader of Nick Roman, but at least try to get around Matt Boone. That looks to be the goal there as these guys continue to run along here. 23 laps to go, coming to 22.
So hard racing back here in the pack. Joe Darnell, McQuaid going at it. Joe Darnell got a little nudge and hit the inside wall coming down the front straightaway, so that slowed him down a good bit. Doesn't seem to hurt the truck too bad. He's still rolling.
And right now, that's the battle looking right here for the top 10 position. McQuaid and Lednum there in the 37, about 3/10 behind them.
Yeah, quite the battle going on back there.
We might have a battle
still
heating up for sixth, as right now Ray Lane is catching the 71 ahead of him. Actually make it Drew Trader now, it looks like, as yeah, Ray Lane, I don't know if he intentionally is going down pit road or what's going on, but he looks like he may actually have a problem.
Yeah, kind of an unscheduled stop there, but this battle with the 38, the 88, and the 18 started to heat up. Sounds like somebody might have lost an engine there.
I believe if it's anybody, it's got to be it's got to be Ray Lane.
Yeah, I just heard the sound of a motor letting go. Could have been Ray Lane.
Patrick McQuaid also on pit road. He's getting tires and he's gone though. Right there, repeat out there in chat says 38 hopes the 95 would be Munson, Roy.
18's working hard trying to get past this 88. He's struggling to get around him. He's trying to get to the back bumper of Boone, but he's struggling getting around the 88 of Tyndall.
Now Tyndall, he's looking to make the move, and if he gets to the inside of Boone, that's going to open the door for that 18. Boone sliding up the track. The 88 had to check up.
Things getting wild up here for this P2.
Justin Aniscock, it looked like he was going to try to get the bumper there a little bit.
Yeah, 18 kind of drove it in deep and lost a little bit of speed on the center of the corner, but he's got good speed on corner exit, trying to catch that 88 there.
He's trying to catch that 80 and get to that 38. That's exactly where he wants to be. He wants to get up there to P2.
And, you know, we talked a little bit earlier about lap traffic having speed. I mean, this 88's hanging right there on the back bumper of the 38, so this is tough work for the 18. As the 88 moves up the hill, 18 gets under him.
And cue the Jaws theme?
Oh, yeah.
I'd say, what was that Tony Stewart, Clint Boyer thing? Here, kitty, kitty. As now he is caught now to the back bumper of Matt Boone, and this is exactly where this 18 wants to be, and this is exactly the shot we want to get. 13 laps to go, battle for P2. Here we go. 18 dropping it down to the bottom here off of 4. Will that 38 surrender it? Trying to battle back on the top. 18 is going to be clear, but just to be safe, driving it back down to the bottom. 38's trying to build up a run. Don't think he'll have it. 18 gonna be clear for P2, and he's looking to set sail.
Yep, 18's got around Boone. He was struggling getting around that 88 truck. He finally got around him, And that was bad news for Matt Boone in that 38 because the 18 is taking off on him now.
Looking to pull away.
Exactly what the 18 wanted to see, not exactly what the 38 wanted. Coming down to 10 laps to go here. Vroman with a huge lead. Looks like about an 8-second gap here over P2.
Over here scoring on my side, he's 6.5.
All right, 6.5. There you go. There you have it. There it is. Bada boom, bada bing. Big lead for the 95.
To be honest, that one was kind of a letdown, but it was good still.
Yeah, you know.
You got to work with what you got.
Exactly. Play the hand I'm dealt here.
Lordy.
Ray Lane on fresh tires is flying through this field. It's already back up here to the back of Matt Boone. He's laps down, of course. But those fresh tires, man, that 44 truck is flying.
You may not be done with cautions. This is a huge pack, and when you mix old tires with new tires, that's not necessarily a good combination a lot of times.
No, it is not.
These guys, they're nearing 3 wide.
I was going to say, Ray Lane was just thinking about 3 wide. Scared me over here in the booth. Oh, yeah, he's looking for it now. Oh, my goodness.
I don't think this one's over. You think this one's over? I don't think it's over.
I don't think so. If Nick Vroman was watching this, he'd be asking for other things to be happening right now.
He's just preaching right now, guys. Keep it calm.
Stay cool, everybody. Stay cool. And there's a battle for position in there, too. That's Matt Boone and Josh Arnold for P3. So
right
there's a lot going on right here.
I mean, it's pure chaos. I think that 22, he sees that. He backed off. He's going to try to find his way to the low line as quick as possible. And here he goes.
Slides it in there.
Oh!
Josh Arnold using the 8 tires better than 4, getting around Matt Boone down there in 1 and 2.
I don't think he'll be too happy on that one, but oh well.
Now that might take him off the 38's Christmas card list right there.
Instead of Mary Meredith, it might be Mary Matthew now.
Biggest thing he's got to do is he's got to get away from that 38 truck, because if that 38 truck gets back to him, he's got to repay the favor here in the closing laps.
Right now, a bunch of lap trucks separating them as now we are nearing, we're on 3 to go, coming to 2 to go next time by. And right now, Roman has a pretty considerable gap. I don't think he's going to want to try to get involved with the lap trucks in front of him. Right here coming to 2 to go this time by.
Yeah, Roman right now is singing "Take It Easy" to all these lap trucks in front of him, just so he could.
Okay, now you got to stick in my head.
So that way he can make it by these next 2 laps. If these guys are still racing hard, there's points to be had.
Coming off of turn 4, it's going to be white flag. 1 lap to go here at Dover. And we talk about record seasons. We talk about, domination throughout the year. And this guy, if you looked up domination in the NNR dictionary, it'd have Nicholas Roman's picture right next to it. Well, coming off of turn 4, he's going to dominate the monster here today. The 95, Nicholas Roman, is your winner here at Dover.
Great run there to the 95, Nick Roman. Looks like P2 is going to be Justin Anasagak, P3, Josh Arnold, P4, Matt Boone, P5, Ed Robertson, 6 goes to Hampton, 7th goes to Drew Trader, 8th, Cardwell, 9th, Lednam, 10th, Burt.
Looking at the rest of the field, Quimby going to finish 11th, 12th, Ray Lane. 13th, McQuaid. 14th, Irvin. 15th, Darnell. 16th, Coey. 17th, Cochran. 18th, Meredith. 19th, Quinones. And then all the guys that unfortunately could not finish tonight's action. Carroll in 20th, Trader 21st, Shane Wolf 22nd, Forrest Smith 23rd, Jeremy Horn 24th, Lewis Jr. 25th, Tyndall, Kobe, Snyder, Boehner rounding out your field of 29.
Well, it's time to make the donuts for the 95 as he comes down the front straightaway. Let's see if he's going to light them up for us nice, as he always does. There we go. That's a good donut action out of the 95 truck. Nice tight donut here.
Make sure not to hit the wall. Don't damage that one.
Don't tear that one up. You might want to run that one sometime else in the year.
Yeah. But let's go ahead and let's start pulling in our top three. Let's go talk to J-Paw first and foremost. And all right, Josh Arnold, it is Expert and Blair up in the booth. You got a copy, my buddy?
I do. How you doing?
I'm doing great, and I know you probably are as well. That was a hard-fought top three, and what a pass there at the end to go get it.
I'm sorry to Boone, man. He raced so good, and I caught him, and I had such a run, and I wasn't going to lift. It's 3 laps to go or whatnot, and so I dove it in there on the bottom. He didn't give me a whole lot of room. I was on the apron, and there was nothing I could do. I was coming up the track. On the break and everything. So I hate that for him. Still glad he finished 4th. Didn't wreck him or didn't lose him any other spots besides just the 1 point. Which I kind of need. I'm in 4th place in points. I'm trying to build something right now. So, but no, man. The last time I was up here we were on concrete at Bristol. So, really. I don't know. You could start calling me Concrete Pa, I guess. I don't know.
Well, we talked about that in the pre-race show about how you were able to go there and have success at Bristol and now coming here. But we're going to be moving on. I believe next week, it's going to be, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's Kansas. I'm pretty sure it's Kansas.
That is correct.
Okay, so moving on to Kansas, how do you feel about your chances there as you're hitting that multi-groove track? It's not concrete, so that's very unfortunate, but definitely going to be a wild one.
Back from early NASCAR on the Xbox side, I love the tracks that you could really just let loose around the top. And, Kansas is still part of that. Now, yes, there's going to be bottom and middle and top on iRacing now. But, if I get a chance to, run that high line, get that run off that corner, I will definitely do my best to, make it 3 and 4 wide for you guys. Coming down that straightaway. Who knows? Maybe and spin out like Logano did through the grass that time. But no, I mean, just excited, man. I almost didn't make the race and then, made the race, qualified in the top 10, ran the top 5 a good portion. I think that caution, dude, I left the pit road and I was like, saw somebody behind me. It was the pace truck following me out. And I was like, oh my God, what happened? I didn't even know the caution was out. So, but yeah, I got to get my wave around from that being a lap down or whatnot. And, coming back running 4th, I probably had 5th, 6th, 7th place cars. So that caution definitely benefited me, probably Boone too. But yeah, I mean, congrats to Justin and, Roman, as always, man. They're just super quick everywhere. I was trying to run down Justin too, but he took off when me and Matt. I hope was that on stream? I mean, did you get that on the stream?
What exactly?
When I passed, or like the few laps when I was battling Boone for 3rd.
Oh no, we got that. We got the 8 tires is better than 4 as well as Blair.
Well,
said.
Dude, did you see those like couple of laps before that, man?
It was
Both of us were stuck on the outside, dude.
It was scary.
Loving it. I told the guys, I was like, well, this is the first time I've been on the outside all race. So, but no, man, it was just fun to race and see those guys with fast tires try to come through there, maneuver through us, and then, yeah, I guess used him slowing up to my advantage and grabbed that third spot from him. So definitely sorry for but at least I hit him tire to tire and I didn't cut anything down. So
Well, that's
always a
definitely
plus.
that's definitely good. But congratulations once again. And one final question for you: any shout outs,
Mhm.
my friend?
Always 4DH. We got the militia. We got Cold Dog Racing. Bills, Quim, Q, Cole were in there tonight. So, shout out to them and always fun to hang out with the guys. And thanks to you guys for, broadcasting this.
Well, as always, thanks for having us. Great job tonight with your podium finish, and we're gonna move you up to general, so they can do the post race meeting. But congratulations once again.
Thank you. Appreciate it, guys.
And now you get the good old your old buddy that you're used to jinxing, but he's gaining some momentum now. Blair, you get good old Justin Anasagak. Here you go.
Justin Anasagak, it's Blair, an expert in the booth. You got a copy?
What up?
Man, I'm so glad to see you run P2 up there tonight. Tell us about your race.
I got lucky running P2. Well, first of all, the first caution. I don't know if you guys seen that. With the 88, and then I actually went down pit road to see if I had damage, and I forgot to uncheck my left side tires. So it gave me left side tires, and I was down a set on that side the whole time. Thankfully, another caution didn't come out because I was out of left side tires. But got lucky with that one caution coming out with about 50 to go or something, and I got me up to third. Got the lucky dog, and then thankfully I only restarted about 9th or 10th on that final restart, and then got up to second.
Man, absolutely great show. Some really unfortunate cautions for some guys there, but worked out to be a good run for you. Good points night for you. You looking forward to Kansas next week?
Oh yeah, I love that place. I ran good there in 11-week season, so hopefully it transfers over this time around.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Well, absolutely great run, man. Awesome racing we got to watch here tonight. Thank you for that. What shout outs you want to give?
You guys, everybody here racing tonight, except for the 88. He was blocking me for about 20 laps straight because I accidentally took him out or something, whatever. But and HD, another win. It seems like every time I finish second, he's always winning. So, and Pete with another paint scheme on here for another week. Probably run it again next week for him.
There you
And
go.
yeah, that's pretty much it.
Absolutely, man. Great run. We'll see you next week at Kansas.
Thank you.
All right, and we're going to move him up to general. And now it is time for victory lane celebrations here. Nicholas Vroman. It is Blair, an expert up in the booth, man. And we just need to make you a seat up here by now. But coming away with a win, it looked like for a while you had some competition there with Nick Trader. He got involved in an incident, and then after that, it looked like it was just, set sail and go, because that caution definitely changed everything at that point.
Yeah, definitely shout out to Nick Trader, man. He was definitely fast tonight. I was trying to, after that first pit stop, I had like a 2-second lead on him, and he caught me. And I was trying to run a little harder, so hopefully he would run harder. I had a lap fresher tires, and he would use it up, but he didn't bite. And coming down to the end there, it sucks to happen to him. It's definitely gonna be a fun race. I bet for you guys to call and everybody to watch, but it definitely sucks for him. I hate to see it.
Definitely, and now this is going to open up that points gap probably even more, leaving you kind of comfortable in the point standings. But heading into Kansas next week, what is the outlook for you? Is that a race that we feel like, hey, it could be back to back to back for Nicholas Vroman?
Well, actually, man, I'll be up in Massachusetts, Salem. Hopefully, not getting pinned to the cross by my girlfriend or something, getting sacrificed. So I won't be here next week. I'll be on vacation. So.
Whoa. Well.
So, but yeah, I mean, it would be a good track, but yeah, I'm not gonna be here next week. I'm gonna be on vacation.
Well,
Hopefully not getting sacrificed.
Now we know, Blair. Now we know why he was building up that points lead for so long.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, in the pre-race show, we were talking about a first-time winner, and then Vroman comes out and wins his 8th of the year. So, I mean, maybe next week we'll have to go back to that first time winner talk again, expert.
I'm about to say, I mean, I've been having a feeling, so it might be coming close. But, Nick, congratulations once again on your 8th win of the season. Any shout outs from you, my friend?
Yeah, man. Shout out to you guys up in the booth, the admins, everybody on track. Nick Trader for this race. It was definitely a lot of fun racing him. So like I said, it sucks for him. Everybody in the league, man. My girlfriend over here giving me a stink eye. She might kill me now instead. So I don't know. I may not be the rest of the season. We'll see. But thank you guys. No, it's been a lot of fun.
Definitely. Well, we're going to send you up to General, my friend, for post race, and we will see you later.
All right, see you.
All
He
right.
didn't mention clean air.
Yeah, it was shocking.
Did he say clean air?
And not once.
I don't think he said clean air. I'm gonna have to go
Once.
back and rewatch the replay here.
Not once, my friend.
Ah.
This is the first time I was actually. I mean, it works. But Blair, this ends another one. Round 13 of 22. Whew. Time flies when you're having fun, my friend. But round 13 of 22 here at Dover. We go on to Kansas next week, October 4th, as those guys look to battle it out there. And Blair, any final thoughts after the race at the Monster Mile here at Dover?
You know, I say it every single week, so it's time to say this again because Nick Vroman missed his clean air every week, he says. What an awesome race that these drivers put on. Shout out to all the drivers, all the admins, everybody that puts on this NNR league. Just absolutely fantastic driving. Great racing action. And everybody out there in chat supporting the Expert Racing Network. Shout out to you guys as well for giving us a place to race and have a lot of fun and hang out with you guys on Monday nights. And I'm super excited for Kansas next week.
As am I. But like you mentioned once again, ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you for joining us, everybody, a part of One Mind to Design, NNR, the Expert Racing Network, and the Expert Racing community, and of course, for Mr. Blair Patterson Racing himself. I'm Expert Racing Joshua Franks, and we will see you next time. Peace.